Alright guys, what we're going to tie today is we're going to tie my plopper. I've been fishing it. It's tied on a B10S stinger hook from Gamakatsu in a 2/0. At the moment it still has the barb on it. I'll take the barb off eventually. To speed the video up, what I did is I went ahead and tied in 7 colors of flash, starting light, then go dark, then light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. And the last color I have to tie in is this pearl crystal flash, and I'm going to take about, I don't know, 8 or 10 pieces of it and cut it off. Even the tips up. And what I like to do is I like to let it hang over just a little bit and bring it about to the hook point out here. And bring my thread back first. Let it hang out to about the hook point and do 3 wraps. 1, 2, 3. People say it's not tied in, that's fine. Then you fold it back. 1, 2, 3. The reason I do that is so it can't pull out. I mean, I could pull on that and it's not going anywhere with just 6 wraps. I'm going to come back here and cut it off. I'm not going to waste this little bit. I'll go ahead and throw it into, I mean, it's a little extra flash. I mean, I have 7 different colors already, so not a big deal. Alright, when that's all said and done, what I do is I have this brush on super glue. I like to just coat that real well. That way it assures nothing's going to pull out. Alright, got all that done. I have these 2 hackle feathers. They're roughly the same shape and size. I got one from each side of my hank. And I'm going to put them into where they curve out. I don't care how long they are, I like to go to the fluff at the tie-in point. So I'm going to go about right there. Do that. Do about the same. Try to even them up the best you can. And go like that. Alright, I do the same thing with my feathers. I fold them back. I like to build super strong flies. And I found this is a pretty good way to do that. Cut that off. Cut that off. Pull this back. Clean it up a little bit. There's pretty much the back of your fly. I'm going to add just a little more super glue. I do use a lot of super glue when I tie. If you guys don't do that, that's fine. It's up to you. Alright, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to advance my thread. About a hook I get behind the eye. I have this big old long piece. Just regular craft foam. Didn't cut it neatly, it's whatever. It's roughly a 1/4 inch thick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set it right on top, tie it in, and I'm going to wrap this. I'm pulling on it as I do so, all the way to the back. What this is doing is this is going to help me build a bigger, thicker, more buoyant underbody, and when I go to wrap in my estaz, it's going to help me. I just broke it. Pulled too tight. Sorry. Let's tie it in again up here. What it's going to do is it's going to help me not use as much material. Not use my estaz. I try to get this pretty even. Just try to build it nice and even. You see I'm pulling on this thing pretty tight. Doesn't matter how pretty this is, you're just building an underbody. This will never be seen. Alright. It's all tied off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here. Shrink that down a little bit. Come back up front. Alright, now what I have is I have two colors of foam. And at one end it's 3/4 of an inch, and at the other end it's approximately 1 inch. And they're sticky back foams. I like to make the stick go up on mine. And what I'll do is I'll stick them together before I tie them in. And they're about the same general shape and all that. I didn't cut these too even. It's alright, so I'll clean it up real quick. It's a horrible cut. Much better. Just a little bit right here. Alright. What I like to do is I like to have the yellow on the bottom. I don't bevel mine. I like to have as much foam on this as I possibly can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go a good 1/4 inch behind everything. I'm going to pinch my foam down, wrap to it, capture it down. Alright, as it's captured, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep that pinch on, do a couple wraps, and eventually work my way to the back. Just a little bit more. Alright, see how when I fold it over, can't see any of that old thread, nothing like that. That's what I want. Alright, come in here, clean all this up a little bit, make it a little more smooth. Alright, got that down. This is Pearl Black Estaz. It's from Spirit River. I like to use it. Before I throw it on, I like to just coat the top of this foam, like so, with super glue. That way when I tie it all in, I know the Estaz won't unravel after a few fish. Alright, if you notice I left that gap, bring your thread back to just in front of that gap. What you're going to do is wrap this pretty tight. You don't want any foam showing. All the way around this guy. That super glue is locking it in, plus I'm going to tie it off. Alright, I stop about right here. I go ahead and do a couple wraps around it. And cut it off, pull it back, clean it up just a little bit. Alright, I know that's going nowhere. So now I'm going to go again, super glue, just real lightly over the top. Make sure to only get the top, you don't want to go too heavy over this. This is basically just giving this foam something to stick to. I'm going to fold it over, like so, and I'm going to pull on it just a little bit. Like that. Do a couple loose wraps. So now you basically have a gurgler fly. Go ahead and wrap that up a couple times. Lift it up. I'm not going to worry too much about tying this off. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to cut that off. I like to super glue all my thread as I go. That way I know it doesn't come off. Those were just 1/2 inches, by the way. They weren't, the tool or anything like that. What I what I did now is I started my thread again, about a 1/4 inch back. Cut this off. Super glue. Like I said, we use a lot of super glue when I tie these foams, and they never really come apart on me. Pull this back like so. Pinch it down. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Now you pretty much have that lip in there. And what I like to do is I like to take, I have a big eye that's the same size as a bobbin or your thread. And I like to come back here to the back of it. And I'll hold the eye on there. And just trim it. Cut it slow, that way you have little bites. And I'll show you how to clean all those up and make it look nice, so you don't have a crappy looking fly. Alright, I got one little bulky one right there. Alright, so now I have all these chew marks on my foam, and the easiest way to do that is get you a lighter. Quickly, you don't want to singe them, just hit it. What it's going to do is it's going to make you have nice clean marks all around the edges of your foam. So now it looks nice and clean, minus this one right here. I didn't hit that too good. There you go. Nothing special. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab 2 eyes, about the same size. I don't use the expensive eyes, I like to use these little guys. They have a little shake to them, so when you throw it out there, you can hear it. I'll go ahead and glue on my super glue these eyes. I'm not going to epoxy this in this video, but I do epoxy these heads from my thread wraps forward. I don't epoxy the back half of this fly. Alright, so I got one eye on. Alright, got the second eye going on. Squeeze them down. Alright, that'll hold until I get the epoxy on. So now you basically have a finished fly other than some rubber legs. What I like to do is I'll leave the rubber legs connected. And I have 3 dark green ones. I'm going to go ahead and do your side first. Bring them underneath. I'll let them go right on top of the eye. Stop dropping them. Right on top of the eye. And I want them sticking out just a little longer than the hook point. It's up to you how long you do yours. Go ahead and just put them under there. About like that. One wrap, that's locked in. Now I have 2 of the lighter green ones. I still got them connected. Do the same thing with those. Try to get them in there as neatly as I can. Now I have 2, these are stuck together all the way, orange ones. Just like that. One wrap just to hold it all in. Now I have 1 leg here. It goes from pink to purple. What I want to do is I want to tie this one in slightly longer than everything else. Just like that. The legs are a pain in the butt to work with, but I think they add to the fly. I'll go ahead and do my side. can do these in any color variation you want. I mean, it is your fly. This is just what I'm doing so far. I'll probably play around with the colors in the next few days or so. See if they work. Alright, almost done with the wrapping of these legs. As you see, there's a lot going on. This fly typically takes me about 20 minutes to tie, and I don't know how long we are right now, but I'm sure it's much more than 20. Alright, so now that I got all that done, I'm going to bring it all back here and trim it off just about a quarter inch longer than the actual fly. Do the same thing to this side. Go ahead and do a whip finish, or get the left one out. Go ahead and do a whip finish. Add some super glue to the top. Make sure not to get your rubber legs, they'll fall apart. Go ahead and throw that on there. That's all I do to tie my fly off, because I'm going to epoxy over all my thread. So I don't have to tie it off too good. And cut that off. Guess you get tied in somehow. There's that. There you go. All that's left to do is to separate my orange rubber legs, but there's your fly. So it looks like. Works excellent in the water, and pretty easy to cast. Just remember to epoxy from here forward, and you'll get a good pop on the fly. That's really about it. Hope you guys enjoyed.